I knew I wanted to go to the US and to the NCAA because I wanted to try and go farther in soccer. I wasn't with the national team yet. I hadn't made any of the youth national teams, so I wasn't really recruited by a lot of top schools. But I knew a couple Canadians who had gone down to Princeton a few years before that. And obviously I knew it was a good academic school as well, so I reached out to them. I took a year off before I went to school for a World Cup. Princeton, you have to do it in 4 years, so I didn't really have the option of taking more time off. So once I was going, I was going. And then that kind of juggled the national team and school when I was there, and it was always a privilege. And my university coach was always great about me missing some soccer due to the national team. She understood that that was important to me, so I really appreciated that when I was there too. I mean, the respect that the Ivy Leagues get down here is a totally new level. I think we didn't really get the full picture in Canada. It was great. It was a privilege to be there. I mean, you get to go to classes with incredible professors, learn about a huge range of topics, and they make you work for it. I became a better writer. I hate writing. Although I won't use economics, I know it helps me a lot in my life for sure. Yeah, it was unbelievable, the reception and support and attention the team got coming back from London. We didn't really get a full sense of how many people had been watching and cheering us on because we were in a bubble. You know, we weren't on social media, which was just Twitter at the time and pretty new. We weren't reading the media because we kind of cut ourselves off intentionally to avoid that. So when we came home, it was almost a shock to the system how excited people were for us, and we had hundreds of people at the airports. We'd been on the team for 10 plus years, and you know, it's not like we're getting recognized frequently. Suddenly, you know, people are recognizing us on the subway in Toronto, or they're telling us that they threw their TV and we owe them a TV against the US. And after that, the whole country just had their eyes on us for that last game. And then it worked out that I happened to be in the right spot at the right time to get a rebound and put in that winning goal in the 93rd minute. It's a privilege to get to do it for that long. And I think kind of that generation I was a part of did it for so long. And we got to see things change so much from when we started till after London, which was kind of a watershed moment for the program. That was almost a responsibility to try and make things better for the next generation. So that's what we try and do in Canada in terms of our, you know, contracts and the way the program's set up, and also in our businesses trying to set up opportunities for the next generation. So it's a mantle that we have now that we didn't used to have, so we try and use it as best we can. I have a business outside of soccer with 3 other Canadian team members, Christine Sinclair, Karina LeBlanc, and Rian Wilkinson. And it's kind of something we've had on the side for a few years now that hopefully we can segue into somewhat when we're done playing soccer. So we do a lot of speaking and appearances and workshops with those guys, so I try and run some of the business stuff behind the scenes. Yeah, we started just doing camps after we won an Olympic medal or 2. We wanted to share with as many kids as we could around Canada, and that quickly progressed into speaking to the parents and the coaches, and then it became pretty clear that that's the part of the camps that people were really attaching to. And it just started to segue into businesses and corporations, and we're trying to do more workshops as well, make it a bit more interactive in that regard. So we talk about team connection and synergy, resilience, empowerment, and leadership. We don't get to do it a lot just because of our schedules, but we try and travel with all 4 of us, do speaking appearances, and then it's a bit different in that you get to see us all 4 together. You see coaches and leadership styles that work and don't work, and you can kind of just pick and choose the learnings in each situation. And I mean, in my injuries, that was obviously a tough situation, but now I speak a lot about resilience. I read a lot of books outside of it as well, and you kind of pick out the pieces of knowledge that really ring true to you, and then you kind of come up with your own theory around it, and that's what we try and share when we speak to people. The trade had gone through about a week before. I was excited to play for Laura, and then just the prospect of having to make that phone call and telling her I was going to be out for the year was a tough one. She was just so supportive from the outset, and she said, you do what you need to do, whether that's coming into the environment, not coming into the environment, and she just had my back from the outset, even though I hadn't really met her as a coach yet. It's just a long one with ACLs. It was just more the mental side. It was going to be my 5th surgery. I had torn this one 2 years before, so it felt like I was kind of going through the same process again. So I really took some time before the surgery. I took about 6 weeks to decide what I wanted to do. And then when I was sure about it, I had great support from both Canada Soccer and from Laura in Seattle, and we put together a full year plan to give myself the best chance to get healthy, stronger again, and not have any more surgeries going forward. So hopefully I can finish out my career injury-free. I just feel so fortunate to be at this club now at this point in my career. I get to fully appreciate what they've put together, I think, here. And it's completely different from every other club scenario I've been in, for sure, in my career. From the outset, the locker room they put together, the setup in this club, everything Deloy has done, how we brought in our families, the fan support on opening day was incredible. Just seeing people in the community, they know who we are, they're excited we're here. It's been incredible. I think it surpassed all our expectations so far. And again, it's just that feeling of being fortunate to be here now.